Betsy?
Over here, Uncle Henry.
I've got something for you. It's a letter from your Aunt Frances.
Oh, thanks, Uncle Henry.
You're welcome, Betsy.
My dearest Elizabeth Ann, I was perfectly horrified to learn of Cousin Molly not keeping you with her. I shall never forgive her for that cruelty. I can hardly bear the thought of my little darling at the Putneys. But Aunt Harriet is really very sick, so it can't be helped. Try not to cry too much, darling. It breaks my heart. Try to be cheerful, dearest. Try to bear it, for the sake of your distracted, loving Aunt Frances.
Finished your letter?
Yes.
Said Elizabeth Ann, blushing. She felt ashamed, and she did not know why.
I hope Harriet is no worse. What does Frances say?
Aunt Frances says, she says Aunt Harriet is still pretty sick, and she sends her love.
Well, now, you and I know that isn't the case. 1 month later, who is that, walking, in the woods, alone with a great big terrible dog, yet not a bit afraid? You don't suppose it could be Elizabeth Ann? Well, whoever she was, she had something on her mind. You see, something perfectly dreadful had happened in school that day.
Hello, Betsy. You're just in time.
Cousin Ann, the superintendent visited our school this afternoon.
Did he?
Yes, and we had examinations.
Did you?
And you know how perfectly awful examinations make you feel.
Why, no. They never made me feel awful. I thought they were sort of fun.
Fun!
Why, yes, like taking a dare. Don't you know? Somebody stumps you to spell pneumonia, and you do it to show them.
What if you get so scared you can't spell pneumonia or anything else? You know how your mouth gets all dry and your knees knock.
She stopped. Cousin Ann had said she didn't know all about those things.
Well, anyhow, I got so scared I could hardly stand up. I made awful mistakes things I know just as well.
It doesn't matter if you really know the right answers, does it? That's the important thing.
And I said 13 and 8 are 22.
Look here, Betsy. Do you really want to tell me all this? Because if you don't really want to, I don't see how it's doing anybody any good. And I guess Hemlock Mountain will stand right there just the same.
Now, there was no lump in her throat. Although, she still thought she didn't know what in the world Cousin Ann meant by saying that about Hemlock Mountain and her examinations. In my opinion, she had made a very good beginning of an understanding.
Is that? It can't be. It is. Why, it is little Molly. What's the matter, Molly? What's the matter? Did you fall down? Did you hurt yourself? What are you doing all the way out here? Did you lose your way? I don't want to go away. I don't want to go away.
Betsy knew all about that. She didn't wait to ask Aunt Abigail or Uncle Henry. As fast as her feet would carry her, she flew back to Cousin Ann.
So you see, Cousin Ann.
Well, if her folks will let her stay, how would you like to have Molly come and stay with us until her mother gets back from the hospital? Now that you've got a room of your own, you could have her share with you.
Oh, Molly, it will be like having a little sister.
Don't be too sure her folks will let her. We don't know about them yet.
Cousin Ann, if you go see them and ask them, they will.
You better run along back to the house now. It's time for you to help Mother.
Aren't you ever afraid in the woods, Betsy? Oh, no. There's nothing to be afraid of, except getting off on the wrong fork by the wolf pit. Oh, what's the wolf pit? What an awful name. It doesn't have anything to do with wolves. Not now. It's just a big deep hole in the ground. Why do you call it the wolf pit? Long ago, when the settlers came here, they heard a wolf howling all night. In the morning, They came up here and found a wolf had fallen in and couldn't get out. How do you know that? Uncle Henry told me. Stand here just a minute, Molly.
Her heart sank. The path led straight up the mountain. They had gotten off on the wrong path. She had the impulse to scream for Aunt Frances and run away, but she remembered little Molly standing back there trustfully, so she mustn't get frightened. She stood still and thought. All they had to do was walk back along the path until they came to the fork and then make the right turn.
Come on, Molly. I guess we did make the wrong turn. We better.
But there was no Molly there.
Molly! Molly!
Now she was beside herself with terror.
Molly!
Ow. Betsy, get me out. Get me out.
Where are you?
I don't know. In a deep hole.
Molly must have fallen into the wolf pit.
Are you hurt?
No, but I want to get out.
Molly, I'm going to run back to the house and get Uncle Henry. He'll come back with a rope and get you out.
No, don't leave me. The wolves are going to get me.
But I can't get you out by myself.
Don't go. Don't go.
What would Cousin Ann do if she were here? She wouldn't cry. She would think of something.
Betsy looked around desperately.
Go over in that corner, Molly. I'll throw down something you can climb up on. Maybe. Now try to climb up.
Okay.
When Shep came along to the house without you, we thought most likely you'd taken the wrong turn.
I fell down into a hole. And Betsy wanted to go get Mr. Putney, but I wouldn't let her. She threw down a big branch, and I climbed out.
So that's how it happened. What made you think of that?
I thought about what you would have done.
Oh,
That night, as she listened to little Molly sleeping, she remembered ever so faintly, as something of no importance, that she had failed in an examination that afternoon.
Special thanks to Ray from the Gaming Trio for voicing Molly. Make sure to check out that channel.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Inspired by the novel Understood Betsy by Dorothy Canfield. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.